afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody. It is Monday, January 19th. Happy Martin Luther King Day. I have a dream, ladies and gentlemen. The WWE actually acknowledged Martin Luther King Day today, which is shocking. It is your host, Jeremy Pierce. Welcome one and all. Check out the socials, Charismatic Creation on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creation52 on Instagram, and of course the 215 on Twitter. This is the High Risk Wrestling Recap, and let's get into the news. We have multiple signings by multiple companies, so let's just get into it. The NWA has signed Colby Corino, the son of Steve Corino. He is a former World Junior Heavyweight Champion of the NWA, and Aaron Stevens, as you know him as former Damian Sandow, has also re-upped with the NWA. On the TNA side of things, they have some signings and some losses. They have re-signed the hometown man. You know him as Cody Deaner. They have also re-signed John Schuyler and Jody Threat. Nick Nemeth has also re-upped. They have officially signed The Righteous, Vincent and Dutch. Joining the new era of TNA will be Daria Ray, formerly known as Sonya Deville, and Elena Black, who you know as Cora Jade. Now, Daria Ray signed because she wanted to go there. She had been talking to Carlos Silva. They had met in the Invicta event, and she was just happy to go there. They're also looking to sign Richard Holiday, who's been a big star in the Indies. He is free from GCW, but they have also lost the Iconics. It is Rumble season, so let's see what goes on with them. On the AEW side of things, they had quietly signed independent wrestler Tata Vick back in the fall of 2025. We're just waiting for her to really get used, kind of like how Mega Bane had been signed for so long, but couldn't find a spot for her. Hachicero, Mascara Dorada, and Persephone have all signed dual contracts with AEW, so they are under contract to CMLL and AEW. This is a big get for them. I expect big things for Persephone. The Rascals, originally all four of them had been signed after leaving TNA. That is Desmond Xavier, Zachary Wentz, Myron Reed, and Trey Miguel. But come to find out, this past Saturday on Collision, it was only Reed, Wentz, and Xavier who appeared. Trey Miguel got a release. He's dealing with some personal issues, and that is all we know. We're going to keep it under wraps. No need to speculate. Alec Price and Jordan Oliver, after getting involved with MJF at the Limitless Rumble event, they are now all elite. Zeta Steel is also officially all elite, the real deal Zeta Steel. And Powerhouse Hobbs has decided not to resign with AEW and will be going over to the WWE. He's 34. Bet on yourself, get that money. Hobbs looks like he will be moving straight to the main roster. And check out Let's Talk About It a little bit later tomorrow as I go over why I think AEW is signing all these people. The TNA debut on AMC was not good. Not only have they missed out on a few people from that they already have on the contract because of various issues like Danny Luna and Leon Slater because of visa issues. Production wasn't great. Steve Macklin had to miss the show. So these are three of your major stars that weren't there. So now they're preparing for a roster shift with this AMC reboot. And AMC, like the debut, it could have been better. WWE is quietly changing the format of their shows to improve the flow, which is less ads, but it would be fun if they did less ads and made them longer. We'll see. It's not going to really change much. We got to see how this goes over the next month or so. Apparently, it's just speculation, and I don't like doing speculation, but we can see it in the shifts in their tryouts. The WWE look like they're shifting their strategy to focus on black male talent amid criticism that Triple H, Paul Levesque, does not push black talent. This is coming from Dave Meltzer himself. This claim has been going on for many years. They say he's clearly aware of the obstacles. Now you're seeing this major push in Obafemi, Trick Williams, and Javon Evans. So we'll see how that works out. The WWE got caught using AI for a AAA video. It will show Dominic with his 2 championships, but one of the championships clearly says AEW on it. Yeah, you're a multi-billion-dollar company. You can't just pay artists on the injury side of things. Penelope Ford has been cleared for an in-ring return, which is great. She already wrestled on Collision. Looks like Bobby Lashley will be out for an undisclosed amount of time, a little bit longer than we thought he would be. We'll see what goes on with that. We don't know what the injury is, but he's just going to be out. And Stephanie Vaquer will not be vacating the Women's World Championship, even though she has an ankle injury. Looks like it's not severe enough for her to relinquish the belt. But that is the news, and we should be right back with the weekend review. All right, let's get into the week in review. You know how we do. We start off, of course, with Monday Night Raw. The show gets a fist, and essentially, when it's the Royal Rumble, I don't think the WWE knows that they have a Royal Rumble coming up. We start off with Io and Rhea, now going by Rio. Okay. They are your new women's tag team champions, and they're declaring that that not only will they be in the Rumble, that they will take on all comers. They're interrupted by Liv and Roxanne, who won the titles. And Liv's like, I never lost. Bayley and Lyra then show up. The Kabuki Warriors show up to attack everybody clearing the ring. Rhea and Io return to the ring to end the segment. Okay, like, I can't believe it took this long for the WWE to actually care about the women's tag team title. We were backstage with AJ Styles, who said that Gunther abandoned the respect once. The respect that he once preached, and he promised to make Gunther tap out and teach him respect. Our first match of the evening was Javon Evans taking on Bravo Americano, and Javon Evans easily got the W against Bravo Americano. He won with a Spanish Fly, followed by with the OG Cutter. Los Americanos attacked after the match, but Evans ended up escaping. We were backstage with Adam Pearce, who told officials that the women's tag team situation will be settled later in the evening, meaning it'll probably be their match. And he questioned Paul Heyman about Braun Breaker, and Heyman said he sent Braun home. We were in the ring with Punk, who spoke about being champion, and he said he's done with the vision, but he was interrupted by Finn Balor, who wants a championship match, and that will go down next week. And a number one contenders match with the Kabuki Warriors, Bayley and Lyra, Liv and Roxanne, facing each other. The winner will obviously get a shot at the women's tag team champions, and the match I believe will be going down on Saturday night's main event. This was ultimately won by the Judgment Day after Liv blind tagged in and hit the Oblivion on Kyrie, saying Becky Lynch was backstage complaining about Maxine receiving quick rematches and warned Dupree that her spotlight ends next week, i.e. tonight, whereas Maxine said that Becky cheated to beat her and promised to break her ankle. I like this new intensity from Maxine Dupree. Let's see where it goes. We were backstage with Raquel Rodriguez, who explained her frustration about always being overlooked and, you know, not getting shots that she's worked hard for. She was confronted by Stephanie Vaquer, and Raquel just attacked her like, yo, you're injured. Why would you confront me? Why would you come face to face with me? Duh, you're an idiot. Next match was Dragon Lee and Penta taking on the Visions, Austin Theory and Bronson Reed. This ended in a DQ. It was a fine match, but you know, this was more about the angle. Braun came in, murdered Dragon Lee with the spear, murdered him again, and Pierce was done. Braun got in his face, and it wasn't good. He was immediately suspended when they got backstage. Maddox were attending to Dragon Lee and Penta because Braun murdered him, and like while Pierce was dealing with Braun, Penta caught a tsunami in the background. It was really good camera work. Then we had Gunther versus AJ Styles on our main event. This was a fun match, solid match, really, really good work there. AJ Styles had the match won. He got Gunther to tap, but the ref was positioned on the other side of the body. Gunther tapped on his leg, and the ref clearly didn't see it. AJ, though he won, got caught with a power bomb. 1, 2, 3. Very, very smart on Gunther's part. Then we had Dynamite. This was Maximum Carnage. And listen, the show gets a thumbs up, but I'm going to need AEW to lean in more to the Maximum Carnage name. If you're going to call the show Maximum Carnage, I need street fights, I need hardcore matches, I need everything. Just build up to it. It'll work. So we have video promos with Joe, who put a bounty out on Hangman, and obviously, who do you get when you put a bounty out on someone? Well, that's the bounty hunter, Brian Keith. And he said, look, you beat me before. This is Keith, Hangman. You turned me down, but I'm coming for you. I'm going to collect my bounty. Our first match of the evening was Pac versus Darby Allin. And Pac said he wouldn't do this by himself. Darby attacked before the bell, and they fought over the arena. Look, Darby won because he always wins, but I hated the result here. I truly hated the result. Darby was murdered. He was murdered during this match. Not only that, he made Pac tap to the Scorpion Deathlock. Pac gave him a belly-to-back suplex on the steel steps, and it looked and sounded horrible, and yet Darby won. Darby could have won this match by not making Pac tap or pinning him. Pac could have just lost his cool and lost by DQ. And this is kind of the booking that we've got to work on. Darby had officially defeated all of the Death Riders, and now he's coming back for more. Then our next match was Hangman versus Brian Keith. Solid for Big Bill tried getting involved, but ultimately Swerve neutralized Big Bill with the chain, allowing Hangman to hit the buckshot lariat to pin Brian Keith. We then transitioned to an in-ring promo with Keith and Hangman and Swerve. Like, look, we still want the world championship. It's either gonna be one of us. And then Kenny Omega showed up and he said, listen, I'm earning my way to the title too. We all have championship ambitions. Let the best man win, and let's see who makes it to the top. Tensions linger, but they respected that. All right. And of course, when Kenny's in the ring, you know the Don Callis family has to show up. So Don showed up and decided, yo, you're gonna face my boy Josh Alexander next week. Omega accepted, and it'll go down next week. Then we had Brody King, who was backstage with Jonathan Cruz. He confronted MJF's interpreter, i.e. Jonathan Cruz, and demanded a standby match. He destroyed Jonathan Cruz in 30 seconds. And said he's going to back his boy Bandido in the main event later tonight. Promised to be Bandido's first champion. Then we had a number of contenders match. It was the Young Bucks taking on the Gates of Agony, taking on JetSpeed, taking on Mark Davis and Jack Doyle. Winner gets a tag team title shot against FTR. This might have been my favorite match of the week, especially because of Jack Doyle, formerly known as Jake something. Jake, this name is Jake Doyle, formerly known as Jake something. The two biggest spots of this match: Taya Leone doing an acai moonsault, and Jake Doyle countering a power bomb, countering a head scissors into a power bomb. So Speedball was coming off the top rope, and as he was, he got him on the shoulders for the head scissors, and was going to swing down to finish the move, but Jake rode with him and held on, catching him, and his momentum swung around, caught him back up, and to that powerbomb, and then powerbomb over the top rope. It was a beautiful spot. It was an amazing spot. But Jake Davis and Doyle won the match. FTR were on the stage afterwards confronting the winners, and yeah, they fought. They brawled. Okay. It's just heat. It's just we fighting. We knucking and bucking. Stokely watched from the ramp. Chris, Willow, and Harley took on the Triangle of Madness, and I figured how this was going to go. This was a really fun match. It definitely got time. Ultimately, the Triangle of Madness stole the win, ladies and gentlemen, as Chris took a spear for Willow because Thekla had that thing lined up. We were backstage with JetSpeed, who admitted that it's been a rough start to the start of 2026. I mean, they've gotten their ass beat a few times, and Swerve encouraged them and praised Kevin Knight. And then Hangman came in and encouraged Speedball so they get a trios title match on Collision. And we go to our main event, was MJF Bandido for the World Championship. An awesome match. I think MJF survived Bandido. This was really good because Bandido, you can make a case that Bandido was the wrestler of the year for 2026, and I think I gave Bandido wrestler of the year for 2026. Let me double check. I gave it to Hangman for obvious reasons, but Bandido was definitely second, but MJF ultimately won the match due to ref stoppage as he had locked in the Salt of the Earth after the match. Shockingly, right? MJF begrudgingly praised Bandido and said, everybody's saying that you're going to be a world champion in AEW. He actually said you're going to be a world champion, but called himself because, he is the Ring of Honor world champion. And he said, which sucks, is now I got to do this. And he ended up beating him until he tried to unmask him, and then Brody King ran in to force MJ to retreat. So it looks like MJF's next opponent will be Brody King. Over on TNA Impact, this was their AMC premiere, and this show, ladies and gentlemen, gets a thumbs down. This was their premiere, and it just wasn't a good show. We opened up with this video package focusing on the history of TNA and the locker room unity and all this new era, and we opened up with AJ Styles, who came to his classic theme, get ready to fly, praise TNA's growth, and celebrate his move to AMC, but no match. This show featured 3 matches, and the first one was the Hardys and Elijah taking on Order 4, the unit of Ali, Hotch, and Skylar. Ultimately, the Hardys and Elijah won after a triple twist of fate to end the match. After the match, Agent Zero attacked. The Righteous appeared seemingly to help and then turned, taking out the Hardys. They put a padlock through Jeff's hair and they hit a swanton on Matt, and they declared their intention to take the TNA Tag Team Championship from the Hardys. We were back to Gia Miller, who was interviewing Kaz, and he was interrupted by AJ Styles. Okay, maybe we get a match between these two legends and veterans of TNA. Then we got another video package talking about the X Division history, which has been the bread and butter of TNA. We were in the ring with Santino, who addressed the crowd and said, things have been hard, but we're going to work on it. And he introduced his new assistant, which is Daria Ray, the former Sonya Deville. She immediately turned on him and claimed that she can run TNA, and she announced TNA's newest signing, Elena Black, the former Cora Jade. We were backstage with AJ Styles, who gave support to Mike Santana, passing the torch to him and to take the torch from Kazarian. The concierge introduced Perez Hilton. This was just a dumb segment. We did not need Perez Hilton, who is completely irrelevant, and they unrevealed Mr. Elegance, and the segment was interrupted by the Inspiration, who attacked the Elegance brand, which led into our Knockouts Tag Team title match with the Elegance brand. This match only went 5. A 2-hour show, 3 matches, and one of your matches went 5 minutes. Mind you didn't have Danny Luna, you didn't have Jody Threat, you didn't have your X Division champion Leon Slater, you didn't have Steve Macklin. These are 4 of your biggest stars, and you gave us a 5-minute title match. Not good. And of course, the Elegance are no longer, the Inspiration are no longer a part of T. And they were back to Arian Grace and Steph, who celebrated Santino's humiliation. We were backstage again with Indy Hartwell discussing her career limbo, and she was interrupted and threatened by the Elegance brand. We got another video package. This time was about the Knockouts division and the great work that they've done over the years. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, no one tell you different. The Knockouts division, TNA Knockouts, are the ones that started the true women's revolution in professional wrestling in America. Santino introduced the Knockout champion Lei Ying Lee, who announces an open challenge. She was supposed to face Danny Luna at Genesis, but visa issues, so that the open challenge was answered by Zarya, who was encouraged by Sol Ruca to accept, and Zarya did. We got history of the World Championship, and we were backstage again with Santino, who informed Cedric of the revised Genesis match because he was supposed to take on Leon Slater. Leon Slater couldn't be there. He ended up wrestling on Smackdown, so the match became a triple threat featuring Cedric, Moose, and say his name, and he appears, Joe Hendry. We were in the ring with the System, who addressed JDC's final match, and it was an emotional farewell. Carlos Silva introduced Dixie Carter, who got booed for very obvious reasons. Bully Ray interrupted, who teased a tense moment but then hugged her, and he joined commentary for the World Championship match. Kaz, Mike Santana, there to be an immediate rematch at Genesis, but ultimately Santana wins, hitting the spin the block for the clean win. Overall, it's a fine step, but this wasn't a great show. But I am happy that TNA has a new television deal. Over on SmackDown, again, do they know that the Royal Rumble is approaching. We start off with Drew. We were overseas. I believe we were in like either Scotland or Ireland. Doesn't matter. He came in with the bagpipers, turned on the crowd who were cheering him. He said, y'all abandoned me during all my setbacks, and he revealed that Cody does not get a rematch. There is a no rematch clause in that contract, and he declares this the start of the dangerous and unpredictable Drew McIntyre era. Randy Orton interrupted him and warns Drew that he won't hesitate next time to take him out. Jacob Fatu then attacked Drew, and Drew escaped through the crowd. The Miz ended up attacking Orton. This led into their qualifier for Saturday night's main event. Obviously Randy Orton won, and look, he took a skull crushing finale early, but he countered everything, hit the RKO. We were backstage. Drew crossed Ilya Dragunov, who promises to beat Sami Zayn and come for Drew, and Drew just obviously dismissed him. We got a highlight package of everything that's going on between the MFT and the Y6. I need this to just get a little bit better between them. Alexa questioned Charlotte about last week, like, why weren't you here? Charlotte said she was sick, and Nia and Lashley asserted themselves like, well, y'all both have a tendency of turning on your tag team partners. Neither one of you are good. This led into the match with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair defeating Kiana James and Julia. Bliss hit the Sister Abigail on Kiana to get the W. There's a lot of interference throughout, especially by Nia and Lash, who ended up attacking everybody after the match, and Kiana holding Julia back. Okay, we got a video promo again with Solo vowing to protect the Lantern and take it from the Wyatts and the tag team championship. Then we were in the ring with Cody, who addressed his loss, acknowledged becoming episodic and getting a little stale. He's declaring for the Royal Rumble. Oh, there you go. He calls out Jacob Fatu directly. Jacob does not answer him. Backstage, Matt Cardona was talking about reinvention and his opportunity. Then he immediately ended up losing to Trick Williams, who rallied and hit the trick shot for the win. I don't like Trick Williams' finisher. It doesn't look believable. Like, you got to make flying knees look believable. After the match, as Trick was going to the back, Kit Wilson came out, attacked Matt Cardona. His music played again, and then he ended up getting his ass beat by Jacob Fatu. Damian Priest says he's going to vow to fight Solo's entire family if needed, and then Cody stormed the ring, still fighting with Jacob Fatu. Solo ended up losing to Damian Priest, so Damian qualifies for the Fatal 4-Way with the Y6 appeared during this match. Alright, now we're fighting over this lantern. Drew taunted Sami ahead of his match. Carmelo Hayes issued an open challenge with the U.S. title on the line, and he was answered by none other than the X Division champion Leon Slater, but Hayes ultimately won the match, retaining the championship. Shinsuke Nakamura then confronted Tama Tonga. They have history going back to New Japan. Okay. Actually, Nathan Frazier to play the prank on Johnny Gargano. Doesn't matter. Chelsea Green ended up losing to Jordan Grace very quickly. Jade Cargill was on commentary, and Grace challenged Jade to a title match. Look, Jade ain't really got anybody. So Grace, it is Trick celebrated his win, and Damian Priest challenged him to a match next week, saying, "Oh, you the new kid on the block. I'm gonna put you in your place." In the main event, Sami ended up defeating Ilya Dragunov in a fun match to also qualify for the Fatal 4-Way at Saturn's main event. So that it means it's Sami, Randy, Trick, and Damian Priest. The winner will face Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble. Trick attacked Sami after the match and hit a trick shot to close the show. Over on Collision, this was Maximum Carnage, ladies and gentlemen, and the opening contest was Andrade taking on Allin Maliko himself and Helico. He made quick work of a Helico. This match went about 4 minutes, and he won, hitting the DM, the double underhook, twisting neck breaker. I need more from Angelico. I really like Angelico. We were backstage with Lexi Nair, who attempted to interview the Rascals, and of course the doors opened, and it's a little smoky in there. But it was Myron, Zach, and Desmond who introduced themselves, and they should open challenge to all tag and trios teams of AEW and Ring of Honor. We got a recap of the Grizzly Young Veterans and everything that's going on with them, and Eddie Kingston and Ortiz returning from injury, and a fine tag match. Grizzly Young Veterans did a lot of the heavy lifting, but ultimately Eddie Kingston and Ortiz won the match. We got a replay of the Triangle of Madness victory And Stat, Willow, and Harley discuss their unity, and Stat calls out Thekla for a match at some point, maybe Grand Slam Australia, which is, I think, in 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. Okay, so that's the next big event we're moving towards. Then we can move towards Revolution. We got a package recapping the JetSpeed and Hangman Alliance, and trios title match was promoted for later in the evening. We were in the ring with Tony Schiavone and FTR, who cut their regular standard promo, them and Stokely just hyping up themselves, hyping up the tag division, putting over Davis and Doyle, but mocking them and doing what they do, and declare that they are the foundation for AEW's tag scene. We're backstage with Leo Rush and Action Andretti, who responded to the Rascals and challenged them to face the best that AEW has to offer. I can't wait for this match. Real deal, Zeta Steel finally was able to get her hands on Marina Shafir. Solid. This was actually Zeta Steel's first ever televised match, and she was overwhelming her early with her quickness, but Marina overwhelmed her with power and submission, forcing her to tap out to the mother's milk. Then we had the Don Callis family, El Clone, Josh Alexander, and Kyle Fletcher taking on Skyflight, and they got that W there in a really, really solid match. I don't want to see Skyflight lose, but they were good opponents to enhance the family. After the match, they all celebrate, and Takeshita comes out and ignores everybody and shakes Fletcher's hand and hugs him. So we're getting the heat and the beef already. We were backstage with Lexi Nair, who interviewed Orange Cassidy and Roderick Strong, and Roderick again has made it clear that he is not a part of the conglomeration. He challenges Claudio to the seat for the CMLL title, and Mark Briscoe challenges El Clone, and he'll put his TNT title on the line. We got highlights from MJF. Our next match was Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford taking on Danielle, Carmelo, and Viva Van. Very, very simple. I was happy to see Penelope Ford back in the ring. They got the W, 2 minutes, and Marina Shafir was right there to celebrate her tag team partner. So Megan Bayne's got 2 tag team partners, because remember, before she was with Marina, she was with Penelope. Penelope got hurt. So I'm liking it. After the match, Tony Storm, Mina Shirakawa, that came out to confront all 3 of them, and Storm does what Tony Storm does: promo, insults, threats. It was really, really great, and they promised retaliation. Backstage, Swerve discusses title aspirations, and Kevin, I confronted him like, yo, you keep labeling me the future, and he's like, I'm the now. And Swerve just dismissed his time. Like, I like you. You are the future, but you ain't the right now. So they obviously will be fighting each other on, I think it's Dynamite this coming Wednesday. Jack Perry took on Anthony Bones. The winner of this match gets a shot at Ricochet in the National Championship. This was really, really competitive, but ultimately Jack Perry won. Ricochet was on commentary for this, who ended up fighting Jack Perry after the match. We got a video package of everything that's going on between Joe and Hangman, and then what I can't believe happened. Are the Death Riders good guys now? But they're also feuding with Darby Allin, but they cut a promo saying, listen, they're coming for the family. Y'all mess with the wrong people, and even though the family is huge, they don't know what a real family is. This was great. I'm looking forward to all of this. They can drag this feud out for like 6-7 months. I do not care. I don't care. Inject this into my veins. The main event was the trios title match, with the Ops putting the belts on the line against JetSpeed and Hangman Page in a fun match. But we ended up getting new trios champions as JetSpeed and Hangman. Adam Page became your new trios champions. Powerhouse Hobbs took the pin on his way out, and then we're back to the original version of the Ops, which was Joe, Shibata, and Hook. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Our matches of the week from Raw: Gunther versus AJ Styles, definitely. Darby Allin versus Pac from Dynamite. Davis and Doyle, GOA, JetSpeed, Young Bucks Fatal 4-Way from Dynamite, my favorite match of the week. MJF versus Bandido for the AEW Men's World Championship. And from SmackDown, Carmelo Hayes, Leon Slater, the United States Championship on the line. So not a lot from last week, but still good matches to go check out. Our stars of the week, I'm going to give it to TNA for getting their TV deal and locking in, and also Hangman Adam Page and JetSpeed for becoming your new Trios champions. But that is our show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Look on the screen what we got coming up. Check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and of course the 215 on Twitter. See you when I see you. Peace.